Back at it again. Another Palm Wine Central podcast episode. Here for another great one, y'all. Before we get started, follow us, check us out on all streaming social platforms. Streaming platforms, you gotta tap out the entire thing. Palm Wine Central podcast and social platforms. We have PWC Cast. And you can hit that subscribe button to get weekly notifications or subscribe, on all streaming platforms to get weekly notifications. Just turn on the ringer, ding. And, every week, once it drops, you get it. Our after hours are on YouTube only. So if you want to check that out, definitely got help on YouTube, or you definitely got to hit that subscribe button somewhere at the bottom. This episode is sponsored by SITN Podcast. Go follow them on all streaming and social platforms. SITN Podcast, it's uniform like that. Yeah, man, let's get it. Well, it's on the right, Therese. Welcome back. Welcome back to the platform. How you doing?
Thank you. I'm good. It's good to see y'all.
Yeah, I was going to crack that joke again, but I felt like it was going to be dry. So let me just move past it.
No, it wouldn't have, because now we understand what you were trying to say. So
my sixth sense said don't even do it. But yeah, while you were gone, man, what are some things that you were doing?
Really, just the usual. Nothing different.
What's the usual? I don't think anybody knows what the usual is. Like waking up, going to sleep, taking shits, piss.
Yeah, taking a shit, taking a piss, drinking, just everyday life, chores, thinking, a lot of thinking, alone time, the usual stuff.
Okay.
Listening to the podcast, of course.
I saw some of your dance moves on IG.
Say that again?
I saw some of your dance moves on IG. I know you girl.
What dance move? Me?
Yes, you. At this wedding that you went to.
Oh, dear Lord. I was like, me? I don't post videos of me dancing. Oh, yeah, at the wedding. Yes.
Yes, so. I see you have a memory of Mobat. You got that one. Okay, moving on. Oh, damn, Ashley. Damn, how much? What's good?
Happy Tuesday, guys. Good to see everybody.
What are you snacking on over there?
Grapes.
Okay. Cool. What's that? Tangerine?
Everybody eating.
It's called tangerine again?
It's tangerine, clementines. Is that what they call it? Mandarins.
Because I stood at work and I was like, anybody got tangerines? Everybody was looking at me strange. It's like
mandarins, I think it's what it's called.
Oh, okay.
There's multiple names from it, because I feel like it's the same fruit, but people call it, or maybe it's the same family. I don't know.
It must be. I think it is.
Yeah.
You call them cuties.
Yeah, cuties, tangerines, mandarin
They're all
orange.
part of the same family, yep.
Right.
Okay.
I think it depends where it comes from.
Mm-hmm.
Gotcha. Tutu, what's good with you?
Happy Tuesday, y'all. How is everyone?
Great. Good to see you.
Love to see you.
Alive.
Chef T, what up, though?
What's good, man? We back. Good to see everybody. We here live and direct. Another week. We've made it.
Yes.
We're in the middle of June, man. Let's do it.
Yeah, so Baba Aziz, what up, though?
What's up? Happy Tuesday, family. It's good to be on another episode. It's good to see everybody alive and well for sure. Thank you for everybody listening, and we do this for y'all.
Definitely. MCJB, what up, though?
Yep, I'm great, man. Back to back, man. Heading back to Maryland again on Friday to come back again on Sunday. So it's fun.
Said Maryland?
Yeah, I was there last week. Yeah. Why you do that?
Because I'm going out of town this weekend. It would have been interesting.
I wasn't gonna meet you. I wasn't gonna see you.
It doesn't matter if you wanted to or not. I was coming to meet you.
I was not gonna see you.
I was coming to meet you. Don't worry.
Don't mind JB, bro. JB came quietly like a thief in the night and just left, bro. I reached out. My brother was just emceeing and had a blast. So kudos to you, bro.
And with all those girls in Maryland, man, you think you're gonna see me, man?
Which one is it? Is it Dominican Republic? Is it Texas? Is it Maryland? Which one is it?
Oh wow.
Oh, the
It's all
ladies
of the-
everywhere, man.
He said it's all of the above. You don't want to read scripture with me in person, JP?
Nah, that's a nightmare, bro. That's a nightmare. Yeah, man, I have a lot of family out there. Each time I come to Maryland, I can barely see just like half of them. I don't even see. I went to like 4 houses and I had like 20 more houses to see. So it's family time when I'm out there. But I will see you one time. Welcome back, T.
Yeah, so all right, let's get it, man. Let's get it. On today's episode, man, it's about to be lit. Fasten your seatbelts. This thing is about to take a different turn. So hopefully you guys came prepared to, chat it up. And yeah. So our very first question that, I got to start up to this podcast is to the ladies, and it goes like this. That's if you do it, or if you don't, whichever. But when you're leaving your mark, when you're marking your territory, what do you normally leave at your man's house when you're marking your territory, or the man you're rapping with, or the man, things like that? What do you normally leave at that place to mark your territory? Or what do you leave that you say, hey, man, when another woman comes, hey, I was here first?
I leave me because I ain't going nowhere. But what you call it? I probably leave some bonnets here or there because I don't pay for my bonnet, so bonnet got to be there or something. I don't know. I feel like the drawer is just so like nobody does drawers nowadays. I need a whole closet. So we're not leaving stuff. We're leaving things.
Everything
Therefore,
that you need for the
because
next-
no, exactly. Because like, yes, I'm gonna go home, but like, what if we decide to do something? I'm at your house, and then now I gotta go home. I gotta get stuff. Like, you know what I'm saying? If I have my house 2.0 in your house, then we won't have that problem. Just saying.
I remember one time, this one girl had left her eyelashes at one of my homies' crib, right? And then this other girl came, we just got back, and this other girl went in and she's like, I thought you told me you didn't have a girl. This is the third. It's like, well, I don't. So, well, whose eyelashes are this? And she held both of them in her hands like this, and like playing cards, like mini playing cards in her hands. I just thought it was very funny. And I was like, man, out of everything you can leave at somebody's spot, why eyelashes?
Might not have been intentional.
That was definitely intentional.
Women don't just forget eyelashes like that.
Come on.
She knew what she was doing.
Mm-hmm. Might have to leave a wig or two over there. Let them know.
No.
Not
And
a
then what
wig,
if
not the
homegirl take? What
wig.
if she takes your wig?
Who's taking the wig? Because at this point, she gonna get beat up, and then he gonna get beat up for allowing her to take the wig.
Well, you wouldn't know who she is, though. You just gonna discover that your wig is gone. What are you gonna do?
Well, he's gonna run.
That must have been a cheap wig for y'all to leave it behind.
Exactly.
I know them wigs cost bread, so if you leaving a wig behind, it's one of them beauty supply store joints for the quick fix.
Hey yo. True.
Ashley, what are you leaving?
I'm leaving everything that I need for the next day. So I'm gonna leave. I need a pair of earrings. I need my face care, my skincare, everything for my skincare routine. I have like travel sizes that I'll travel with. Something to wrap my hair up with, a shower cap. I mean, the thing about it is marking your territory though, they can easily say, oh this is for my cousin, this is for my sister. Like they're not gonna get caught up anyway. So it's really no point in it. But I'm gonna leave those things just to make sure I'm comfortable, during my stay there.
Yeah, I was just gonna ask, like, have you ever gone back? Let's say, for example, this is something that you've probably done or might have done, and then let's say you go back and it's all packed up.
That's how you know.
It's all packed up.
That's how you know right there. If it's all packed up, they're hot as it is. Somebody else can, just come in and they'll not notice that your stuff is there because it's all packed up in the bag. So that's clue number one.
Clue 101. Number one.
If all of your stuff is packed up when you go back, most likely he has somebody else over there.
Yeah, if your stuff is hidden underneath the bathroom sink or in the closet, yeah, you already know that nigga was trying to be secretive. Yep, you already know.
You don't want anybody to see it
because when we leave the house, we know where we put our stuff. So if my makeup bag is not in that same position that I left it, and it's even moved a quarter inch, you did something. You trying to be
A
funny now at
quarter
this
inch.
point. I'm so
Yeah.
serious.
Nah, Tutu, I disagree. I disagree
So
because have you seen some of the way these women leave their stuff on the bathroom counter? I will pack it away.
Well, yeah, I mean, yeah, like I'm not saying like messy terms. I mean, like obviously, I'm just not gonna like leave it everything out. But you know what I'm saying? If you have your things out neatly and organized, I don't know. I think it's weird.
Mm.
You'll change
Let me
everything.
ask you guys this. Let me ask you guys this. Weird question, but reality to some people. Have you ever, had a sleepover at a guy's house or guys at a woman's house, and then you got up and you really had to go, run an errand or something, and there was no spare toothbrush, and you really thought about using that person's toothbrush?
Mm-mm.
Nah, give me the mouthwash.
I'll go out with stinky breath before I do that.
Exactly.
Oh, you said that? Oh, you said that?
Exactly.
The finger.
That is just disgusting. Like, have you this morning breath is disgusting. Just my own morning breath, like waking up in the morning time. Like, no way. It's no way I can use somebody else's toothbrush.
In that case, then that means that if you wake up in the morning, you're not going straight for kissing. You gotta go brush your teeth first.
Yeah, I don't like to kiss in the morning. We can do like maybe a peck, but we're not gonna tongue kiss each other in the morning time with, and we have
I will suck the living daylight out of you. I do not care.
Really? I can't.
That's right.
It wasn't.
First of all, if you brush your teeth at night, you don't really have to worry about morning breath. Let's start with that. So I brush my teeth every night. So it's not as bad. It's really not bad in the morning. All you have is just, residual. Like even if you just rinse, you're good to go.
It's like even that layer that you have on your tongue when you first wake up in the morning is a no for me.
Are y'all not brushing your teeth right?
Because I'm brushing my teeth.
If you're brushing and scrubbing with a tongue scraper, you shouldn't have those in the morning.
After 8 hours of sleep?
Yes.
I mean, at the end of the day.
That person might need to start drinking more water because that is not normal.
Yeah. Or you just
I mean, honestly,
no.
It's the same. I mean, what's the difference? I mean, if you're kissing your man in the morning, at the end of the day, I mean, it ain't really nothing. Because if you're sucking dick at night, you're kissing your man, what's the difference?
It's a no for me. I guess everybody.
Two breaths will cancel each other out.
Simple.
No.
Funny story, right? Back in college, there was this chick who really, really she really was into, one of my roommates. And I remember it was our birthday because his is the 15th, mine is the 17th, and we were celebrating, and we had folks come and spend the entire week with us, right? So we're kicking it. So this girl came through and she spent the night, and then the following morning, guy was going upstairs, and she literally was standing in the mirror brushing her teeth with his toothbrush.
No way.
But he came and said, "Yo, y'all gotta come see this." I thought he was joking. Actually, when she was like, and I said, "Dog, you're a real MVP, man. You're a real MVP, bro." Like, I just couldn't think about yeah.
I mean, we mix in the morning time using the same toothbrush, kissing each other.
Nah, I don't care how much bodily fluid we exchange. There are some things that are off limit. Do not touch my toothbrush. I'll kick you out. Don't do it. Don't touch my toothbrush. Don't use my loafer. Don't try it. I don't play that game.
Loafer either? No,
hell no. I don't care if I licked your blood last night. Don't touch it. There's a limit.
You know one thing I always thought about was if you anger, the shorty you messing with, or your wife, your girl, my head, I always have this thing a better revenge is to go take my toothbrush and scrape up, booty cheeks with, and then leave it there. So if I get in a huge argument, I don't know, I always the minute I wake up, or I gotta use my toothbrush, I always just grab a new one. Just I don't know. I don't know if you ladies have ever thought about doing that. If there's a story there, please do tell.
That's disgusting.
I'm not that
That's
crazy.
yeah, that's cray cray. You doing what to the toothbrush? I gotta.
That's probably something you would do, AK. That's why you think like that.
No, it was still that girl who did that thing. And I was just like, nah, man.
For you to just have a backup ready just in case and just pulling it out, that I don't know, man. That's
Are you
like,
traumatized? Is this something you want to tell us?
what kind of signs are they giving you, man?
Now, I don't know, man. Like I've been thinking some crazy things, man. People do crazy things out here, bro. So I don't know. It was just one of those things.
Gotta keep your things locked up and sealed, bruh. Not open to the rest.
Now,
But listen, you're worried about booty cheek toothbrushes when some people leave their toothbrush on the counter and flush the toilet with the seat up. That's the same thing. So they have more problems to worry about.
that's a fair point. It's a fair point.
So
I've actually one time, I needed to like my shoes, I had on dress shoes and they were suede. And I think the night before at the club, I think somebody poured drinks on my suede, and I was brush, to brush it off before I go home, and I could not find it. So I just grabbed that shoulder toothbrush and in the water, cleaned my suede, dumped them in the trash can, walking. I said, hey man, my bad dog. I couldn't find, brush in there. I used your toothbrush, so please grab me one. But I told her now. Why you look at me like that? I told her that that's what I did.
Hey, gotta protect the
that's
suede,
not
bro.
that's not the ending we were expecting.
Yeah.
So I was thinking you said you gonna put it back.
Oh no. No, I was not. I was not disrespectful like that. I actually said it. I mean, don't you trip? Like, why would you not tell me first? I'm like, damn, this is only toothbrush you got. Do you want me to go to the store and get you, brand new pack of toothbrush or what? But I
That's
mean,
nice, man.
the
I think I have a crazy experience like that, but it wasn't toothbrush. Like I was in Dubai and I went to the restroom and there were no tissues. Muslims they use like the I believe like the clean, they use water, right? After so that was like I wasn't gonna use water, so I stood there looking like, how do I go? Do I just walk away like that? It was so crazy. Then I stood there, then one guy noticed. Then he came and then he removed tissue from his pocket and gave me. It was wet, but I had no choice. Yes, I don't know what was in that tissue, but I don't know if he used it to clean his sweat or whatever it was. But just the fact that I preferred using that and using water to clean myself off, like there was no tissue in that bathroom, and it was like we went to this market. Yeah. So it's just like this market's like back it looks like the market's back home in Africa too, or Cameroon precisely. So it was just water running in the bathroom, in the toilet, and you could not actually no tissue. So I stood there looking like, what do I do? I had to stand there like tissue. Then this guy removed it from his pocket and gave it to me. Man, I closed my eyes and used it and I walked out. So guilty. That was crazy.
I would use my underwear.
Huh? Well, I mean,
I would take my underwear out,
Bro,
and if it comes down to it, yep. As opposed
just
to
use the
taking a
water.
wet tissue.
What are you talking
I'm about to
about?
say,
I just
get the rinse, bro.
use the water. Just rinse it because anyway, you already washing your ass anyways, regardless. So you might
Nah, no, sister. I'm not
But
using my
when you
hands.
do that, you have to use your
Oh.
hands too, right?
Well,
Like,
yeah.
you
I
use
mean,
the-
you're just gonna have to clean your hands and stuff like that because what in Africa? Well,
Then when you clean your
of
hand, you
course,
don't
how
even
did you
have
have to
paper
use
towel.
your
There was no
hands?
paper towel. There wasn't no paper towel in there. How do you even dry off your hands? Because if there was a paper towel, I'd have used
I think
it.
soap is the main thing.
The
bro.
main thing is
so far
soap.
as it's clean, you air dry.
What are you guys talking about?
Yeah.
There's no way I'm walking around with my hands like that. I'm sorry. I know it's
Like
not my
what?
culture, but I'm not doing that.
So wait, when you say you use the bathroom, like you mean like is this number 2 that you did?
Yeah.
What do you think I did, girl?
Oh,
Number
okay. So
2.
yeah, that's why you're using toilet paper. Because so I mean, at the end of the day, so you rather be walking around with a shitty ass hand, or would you rather just?
No, I would have stayed there until I got tissue. There was no way I would have walked out of that place without using tissue.
All
No
right.
way.
Hours later.
Mm-mm.
Tissue.
I've gone to this one house, right? I've gone
Yeah.
to this one. I've gone to this one shorter's crib, right? And I want to go use the bathroom. So when I got into the bathroom, I realized that there are no tissues there, right? So I'm looking around like, okay, what am I supposed to use here if I do number 2? So I go outside. I say, hey, excuse me, real quick, please. I have a question. Say what? I said, I realized there's no bathroom tissue in there. She's like, "Oh, you see," and then there was a pile of washcloths, right? It's a pile of washcloths. So she said, "Oh yeah, you could just grab one of the washcloths over there. That's what we use here as." I said, "Excuse me." She said, "Yeah, when you're done, just use the washcloth and then you dump it in the, you open the thing and dump it in." I said, "Man, I'll be right back." I hopped in my car and never looked back, man. I never looked back. I said, "Hell no."
The washcloth's not clean. Like what?
I'm not saying it's not clean, but how many people have used those washcloths? How many times have they used it that they are reusing it and reusing it? Like,
That's nasty, man. That's nasty. I'm not gonna use that either.
But I
I
assume
mean,
the washcloths were
is
not
it
white.
really though? Is it really nasty?
They
Don't
weren't
you have
white,
the same
AK?
thing with a hotel?
I think that's nasty.
That's nasty.
If they were white, you could tell if it's been used, but if it's not white, then you have no clue.
Niggas out here giving you black washcloths.
Oh shoot.
Your ass.
Hey, yo, that's wild.
Yeah,
The washcloth got to be white, bro.
she just mentioned something too, though. Like, is it really if you're using them Jones at the hotel? Because other people come and use it, right? So if they wash theirs, then what's the difference?
Right, but at least
White.
it's white. You can see that it's clean. If it's a colored one, you don't know if it's really clean or not.
Yes.
Or you just save yourself and bring your own washcloth.
I do that all the time. I carry my towel and my washcloth when I go anywhere.
Exactly. Yeah. I bring towels. I bring. Yeah. I just.
I even carry. I even when
Carry your own towel?
Sometimes
Yeah. Anytime I travel,
It
I always
depends
take
the
a towel.
hotel though.
I always take a towel wherever I travel. Yeah. It's just. I don't know. I'm just very used to
I
it.
was just carrying towels to cover up the liquor. I guess I'm different. I didn't want the
Nice.
bottles to break.
Yeah.
That's smart though.
Yeah.
I never thought about that. That's actually smart. I
International.
have a question for the ladies
Yes.
to piggyback off of AK's question about did he talk? Anyway, about the toilet paper thing. Or using a bathroom. When you guys go to a man's house, do y'all use number 2 or do you hold it in or what do you do? Like,
It depends on where you are in the relationship. Very beginning, no. If we're like, if we've been dating for a while, yeah, of course. Like, I'm sure they've done it in front of you. You've done it in front of them. But when you're in a relationship, it's a no.
so you gonna hold your shit in? So say you at this man's house for
go
like 8
home.
hours. You gonna hold? Oh,
Yeah,
so
I'll
when
go
you're ready to
home.
take a shit, you gonna drive home.
I was like, all right, babe. I
Damn.
don't know. Yeah, in the beginning, I don't know. I just don't like to have to do that.
That's guys. Whoever is watching, if she ever did that, that was the day she was not trying to finish because
Yeah, so
Ready to go.
I'm not feeling good. I need to go home.
Right.
I'm gonna take some Tylenol on my friend that's out in the closet.
Right, for real. I need to water my plant. Like, you gotta go home.
Hey, yo. That's
Hey,
wow.
yo.
Wait, hold
Perez,
on.
are you using the bathroom?
Yes,
sorry.
I am. The way my system is set up, if I gotta go, I'm not holding anything in. I gotta go. Turn the vent on and everything.
What if the spray has finished tea?
That's fine. He gonna smell. See, the sooner I get this out the way, the better the quicker we can get on with the relationship, whether it's a friend or not. So I mean, he knows I poop. So
Phenomenal, guys. Like, what's the issue?
I think it's just the first time discussion. Like, and especially it's awkward if you use it and then they go into the bathroom right after you.
That's
It's
like
just
the same, like,
if it's that bad, I'm like, listen, you might want to wait like 15 minutes before you get in there. I don't care how you see me. I would not be ashamed for a normal bodily function.
Yeah.
You would not shame me for that.
That's like trying to hold in a fart with your partner there. Like, you ain't gonna let one loose. You're gonna be like, excuse me, let me go to the side and rip one.
Now listen, no, don't be disrespectful. Now you gotta step aside. Now don't fart in the blanket and we trying to cuddle watch a movie. Now if it comes out accidental, say you make me laugh and I let one go, hey, I can't do nothing about that. But having to intentionally just sit there and stink up the place under a blanket, don't be disrespectful.
That's foul.
So there's this nonsense in the American culture where people just sit and be burping randomly, bro. Like just I'm like, dog, what do you think you are? Like you're at a dinner table, somebody just I'm like, nah. You couldn't just excuse yourself and go to the corner and burp before you come back. Like, why are you just burping like that?
That'd be the oh wait, let me remember from last week's episode. That'd be the Caucasian people. The Caucasian. I was gonna say the other color, but
Nah, black people do that too.
Yeah, I was about to say.
A lot.
A
I've
lot.
seen a lot of
So you
black
like to
people be,
stereotype a lot, huh? You like to stereotype.
I'm not,
Why?
how am I stereotyping? It's the truth though. Just like there be people. I've seen people that I hate when people do. What's that thing they call it? Hockaloogie. That shit pisses me off. When people do that, that thing, and you spit. That's one way to piss me off. And I don't care what it is. Like, just don't do it around me.
You know what you can add? You know what you can
Hey,
add to that list? People who yawn with their mouth open. Don't do that. Don't yawn in.
That's rude.
I just
Getting
feel like
ready
you
to
guys
swallow
take life a
somebody
little
with their
bit
mouth
too
open.
serious, man. You guys take life a little bit too serious. All those things are just regular things now.
Yawning while
I mean,
over my
doesn't-
food.
nah.
What's wrong with it? It's human nature. You can't change that.
Yawning over my food though. That's rude. I don't
Just
want
cover
you.
your
No.
mouth, JV.
I'm not trying to condone with it, like condone, like, okay, that's cool. No, it's not cool. But I'm saying, like, some of those things are things that you can do nothing about it.
Mr.
Well,
James,
Yes, you can. Yes, you can.
yesterday,
You absolutely can.
right?
Mhm.
I was
Mhm.
we had a team building activity. We left and went for a mini happy hour. Right? We're sitting on the table.
Mhm.
One of my coworkers, bro. I mean, of course, he's a little older, but still, it does not mean that he just sits. Hey, can you pass me the? He's not even closing his mouth, bro. Just coughing. You know what I mean? Like just coughing. Can you pass me the hot sauce? I'm like, you already read, bro. What you need hot sauce for?
Not you already read.
You know what I mean? So, like, he couldn't close his mouth. He couldn't turn to the other side and say, and then just sits, finish, burps. And I'm like, dog. Yeah, I just had to tell everybody, man, I gotta go because I just could not, could not take it anymore, though. That was sitting at the opposite side of the table. I just couldn't understand why.
Barbarian.
Amen. What about you? Are you gonna use the restroom at your guy's house when you?
Hey, listen, I don't play that stuff. I am going.
Who? You? Oh.
Yeah.
I don't play that stuff.
Oh yeah. Especially if you just laid it down, I could care less. She's knocked out. I'm letting it go in the bathroom.
You say if she's knocked out?
I said, yeah, I said especially she's probably knocked out. So I mean I could care less. I'm letting it loose in the bathroom.
You could be
You go
knocked.
to the bathroom to let it loose.
No, I mean like the number two, like
Oh yeah, man. You can't just be sitting around just farting like that, man. What kind of stuff is that?
yeah, because if you're doing that, you just go to the bathroom and something got to come out. Just yeah.
If I got outside, I'm going outside, go party a little bit and then come back. Sit like nothing happened.
That leads into what you call it, ladies. This is on guys too. Tell me how. What if you go to a guy's house and you're now on your menstrual, and it's that time where you now need to change your tampon or your pad? What are you doing?
Bathroom.
Yeah, change it definitely.
Yeah, you're going to the bathroom, but you're gonna leave it in the bathroom because I've had this one girl before, this friend that told me that she literally takes it and wraps it and takes it with her. I said that ain't the nastiest shit I ain't never heard. I don't know what to tell you, girl.
Did you ask her if somebody did rituals with the thing before?
Probably traumatized, right?
Yeah,
Some people believe in that.
Rituals.
But I mean, that's true because some guys, honestly, they don't like the sight of blood. They don't like, but I don't know. I always felt like if that ever happened, well, that's happened to me before. But like, if I change whatever I got to do, like obviously you have to wrap it and whatnot. I always make sure I double wrap it, and then I just like kind of tuck it underneath, so that way it's not like all out in the open. Because obviously sooner or later it's gonna bleed through. So you're gonna see what I'm saying. Rather you it be on the bottom and it bleeds through, rather than it's on the top and you just see all this blood.
See, if you're
That's what I do.
Right? If you're that concerned, it's very simple. Most people's trash cans, they have plastic bags there, right? Just take the plastic bag, tie it, go throw the trash out yourself, and then put the plastic bag right back, put a different plastic bag there if it's really, that concerning. Or grab a different plastic bag, tie it, and throw it in there. I mean, a guy that would trip was just a guy that probably didn't like you at all.
That could
That
be it
is
too.
true.
That is true. You know what? That's smart, AK. If that ever happens to me now, I'll just go ahead and make my own trash bag with my tampon bag. It's a
Hey.
tampon trash bag, and just put it next to the trash can, and just put my stuff in there. Hey,
No
There you go.
complaints in that. You put another bag in there. That's you wrap it up. I don't see nothing wrong in that.
I mean, I can see where that girl was coming from though, because I mean, I got some crazy stories, man. But anyways, I did have this. I met this one dude that at the party we're chatting about something like this, and he was really bragging about eating women out when they're on the period, because he said that's like the best time. I'm like, the best time, bro. It's like, yeah, the best time. So I go, I mean, please talk us through this, like, because it just don't. I can't understand how. Like, you peel off the pad, or you pull out. Like, I don't get it. But somewhere along the line, he also mentioned that one time he was doing that. The ones that you insert.
Tampons.
Yeah, he upon messing with it, like messing with it, he kind of sucked it. So I was like, okay,
You got what?
hey, like, he was trying to, as your dick goes in and out,
Right.
Yeah, he's trying to, like, he was using that, I guess, and then he pulled it and then he went, like, yeah. And he said, wasn't that bad? I said, come again?
yeah, you know. Okay.
I was tipsy. I sobered up, bro. I said, no, ain't no.
Hey, when you're looking for trouble, you'll find it.
Have you ever seen that thing soaked?
No.
Taya was like, no, Lord, I don't want
No,
this.
sir. No, sir. I grew up, my sisters had the pad when I was taking the trash, but I ain't never seen that one. Nah. Nah.
Dang. Ew. Yikes. Okay, Uncle Vampire.
Hold on, let me ask you guys
Who
this.
is
Let me ask you guys this question. When you guys are using the pads that look like mini diapers, you know what I mean? Like, do you wear grandma drawers, or can you still wear your strings, or like, how does that?
no with the granny? Well, you
It's
gotta wear granny
granny.
panties with the pads. Yeah, granny panties go with the pads, and then the tampons go like the thongs and the little cheeky stuff. You don't ever want to wear sexy underwear when you're on your period. It's always the granny panties. Well, at least for me. It's-
Yeah,
Yeah,
because
remember Love Nightclub in DC? Love Nightclub? Yeah, bro. One time, we're at Love Nightclub, and this girl had on like this really short dress, right? And she went and she was dancing, shaking it. All I seen was a rope just dangling like this.
String.
A rope was dangling like this, bro. I was like, what is that? That was the first time I learned that there was one of those things that you could push in there, and then I said, wow. And you're just free. It's like, man, what you want me to do? I got on the string. I said, you could have just wrapped it around the string, like
Wrap it around.
like just caught it around the string. But I was like, damn, we be getting too free out here with these things, man.
That's wild.
I had some bad stories. Well, not me, but I've had a friend. She went out to the club and she was on her period and she got drunk. So she was on her period and she shitted herself. So we had to clean her up because it was pretty bad. She got drunk. So we're cleaning up literally. Oh, it's period, blood, throw up, and shit.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Combo.
So as we're in the club, and then she's wearing white. I'm just like, come on, sis. Out of all things, you know not to wear white on your period. So like as we're going down the stairs, taking her to the car, like period blood is just dripping down, and I'm just like, oh god. But being the good friend that I am,
Oh, that's some
cleaned
great
it up.
friends.
Cleaned it up. I mean, hey, you do
What a team player.
things. Listen, if your friends are drunk, I've stuck my finger down some throats before. Just being a good team. Yeah, y'all never done that when your friend is really drunk and they can't like get it out. Just
Nah,
stick
the
your finger down their
Hamlet.
throat.
Get
The Heimlich maneuver.
it.
Yeah, no, stuck a finger down just to get them to throw up so they could feel better.
I've actually tried to help my.
Or I gave him a bucket. How about that? You know what to do with this.
And sometimes you don't see that thing coming, man. Like this one time, my cousin's birthday, and we're drinking. So this was when DJ Barry just started DJing, and I was learning, and then my sister was like, "Yo, your guy over there is really turned." So I look. I mean, you could tell when somebody's about to throw when you're paying attention. So, I tried, struggled. And he's a muscled guy. Guy really has muscle. So it was hard, try to drag this guy to a bathroom. Managed, put him on the toilet seat. I'm like, throw up there. I turn around, to grab a bucket. I want to turn because I actually sat him, right? I couldn't. He was so like out of it that, I couldn't even tell him like, yo, you need to throw up in the, in the shitter. So I turned around to grab a bucket. I want to turn back around. Man, this guy wiped out my shirt from him. I almost died. We just got to the party like 30 minutes ago, bro. I almost died. Thank God it was, it was my cousin's house, managed to clean the thing.
Wait a minute. Why are you always in the midst of such a topsy-turvies? Why are you why are you always in the mix, man? What's going on?
Try to shit on me, dog. But
Oh shit. Last week you talked about your shoes, your J's, right? The lady threw up in your shoes.
yeah,
Come on, man. Well,
Did
you
get
had your
a
dude who was
replacement
making love.
shirt?
Your dude was making love to another girl and it came on you.
I
Come on,
don't
man.
know. I don't know.
What?
You don't remember that?
Oh, he threw that one.
I don't know what I said.
He tried to get you slipping.
No. It was not. It was not. It was a classmate who sat there while they were watching the movie, and he was masturbating in front of everyone, and it came out poof. Remember that?
No, I was saying that I said I don't want to be in a threesome because that's
No, not the threesome one.
Oh, I know.
The guy who sat you guys were watching the movie. The first time you saw someone.
oh yeah.
Exactly. So you always in the midst, man.
Sorry from that one.
Always
Sorry from that. That one was an experience in a lifetime, man. If you never seen something like that, it was, you never took biology class. They never told you to, experiment some things. You never sliced a bird or a frog, things like that. So it's nice to see somebody's, in real time.
and they touched
I
you.
think JB is saying that some of the residue got on you. Is that what happened in that story, or?
I don't know that. That's MCJB trying to.
Oh, okay. He's
No,
reaching.
that's
He's
not
reaching.
me. That's not. It's all recorded.
I think I remember that story too.
It's
You
all
did tell me.
recorded. You said it.
I remember the story. I just don't remember the
All
ending.
was recorded. Go and listen to it and bring
Okay.
me the evidence.
No. Listen. You said. You all sat there. The dude was going, and he went. Pop,
It went. Everybody scattered. Like
everybody's cut that. He did not touch you.
scattered. I didn't.
He didn't touch you. He didn't touch you.
Please, I beg. Put me down. I beg you. Put me down. Put me down.
Oh man, you like to see things, man. Yeah. No puke on me, man.
I have a fun thing. If you have $10 million, but you can only buy things that start with the first letter of your name, what are you buying?
Airplane.
Airplane. Mm-hmm. Give us 3 things that you can buy.
Airplane.
Come on, man.
Anaconda.
You buy
What?
anaconda.
Yeah,
Anaconda. He's gonna buy anaconda.
Anaconda.
Okay.
And then
You're gonna buy the airplane. You're not gonna buy the airspace.
nah, can you buy airspace?
Yes, you can. That's if you have money. That's the question, bro.
Which anything.
But he has 10 million though. 10 million. Tell me
Only
about the
10.
airplane.
Only 10 million. Only 10 million.
Yeah, you have 10 million.
Oh, okay.
I'll buy a house, a new car.
Nah. That's true.
Come on.
It don't work like that, sister girl.
Then with 10 million, you can't even buy
We're
an
gotta
airplane for 10
start with
million.
it. We ain't talking about pronouns.
You can buy an airplane for 10 million.
Yeah, he can.
$10 million?
You see that?
He could buy one.
Hey, MCJB. You see that Rick Ross airplane that crashed? How much you think he bought it if it crashed already?
Yeah, those things run. Those probably just runs for like 100 M.
Nah, his own is not 100 M's, man. That crashed. He got off the black market.
Yeah, okay, what are you gonna buy for A? Let's play the game. What are you gonna buy for A? You can't figure them out, right?
An airplane.
Buy an antelope.
Not an antelope.
Bushmeat
I mean,
pepper
it got
soup.
to equal up to 10 mil. Not pepper soup though. Hey yo.
I'll buy a ton of Avalons.
Avalons?
Yeah, Avalons. I'll buy it.
Like
the car.
Avalon. Oh, okay.
Avalon car.
I'm not going to use
I thought ammunition would be top on your list.
ammunition.
Oh, true.
gonna need the gun to use it with. So why am I gonna do?
It's okay. You,
Oh,
you
you
can
buy
get a buy. You can buy so much ammunition. They give you
Ammunition is pretty cheap
for
though.
free.
I think a bullet is $1, AK.
A bullet is
A bullet is $1.
How much is
Is
a
it?
bullet?
well, if you say just one, yeah, sure,
Mhm.
because a
Yeah.
whole box of it is a whole box of real life bullets is $41.
Mhm.
About 24 in it, I believe. Yeah.
Yeah. Pretty cheap. So cheap to kill someone. $1.
That's so cheap to kill someone. Hey,
Yeah.
That's my own. You say
So
own.
it-
Okay. MCJB, go ahead.
I have two letters. My name is Jean Baptiste, so I'm gonna buy a
No,
lot
no,
of
no,
stuff.
no, 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 no.
No, you can't deny my
No,
name.
no, no,
You
no,
cannot
no, no, no,
deny.
no, no, no.
No, Titu, that's not
No.
right. You're playing a game now. You're trying to
So
trick me.
you said it. No, I'm not trying to play you.
What's
So
my
the
first
first
name?
letter.
What's my
So it
first
starts
name?
with a J. So you go with J. We
My
didn't
name
say,
is Jean Baptiste.
but we didn't say the first name to your second name. The first letter to your second
No,
name.
Baptiste is my first name. It's not my second name. Why are you refusing my
Okay.
name?
Well, go
Go
ahead.
ahead. Go ahead.
I'll buy a basketball court. Okay.
Okay.
I'll buy a Bentley. I'll buy a Benz. If you go to jail,
Okay.
I'll buy all the jails or in America and lock up everyone.
No, we'll lock you up first.
I'll buy all the justice. Now that they're buying judges in America, I'll go buy all the justice system.
Who bought
Okay.
justice? Bro?
Oh, I'm glad that you said that because I'm gonna come back to that.
Yeah, that's
That was
Jay,
a
right?
situation that happened.
Right?
Okay.
Yeah, that's Jay. And yeah, Jeep, Jordans, man. I like shoes. I'll buy all the J's on earth too. Yeah, man, I'll be shopping
Okay.
for everything, my name.
Correct. T, what are you going to buy?
You're stopping me now, eh?
T, what are you going to buy? Correct.
I think I'll buy duplexes.
Duplex.
Mm-hmm.
Your name starts with a D.
I mean, you didn't say which name, right? I do have a name that starts with a D.
Oh, okay. I didn't know. So
You can
okay.
give me a name.
Huh?
Oh, it's her first name.
She said first name.
Oh, you said first name.
Yeah.
I mean, it is technically my first name. Okay, for T, I would get a train. I would buy train.
You buy transgender.
I'll buy any guy whose name starts with a T.
MCJB, please.
Sorry.
And shoot, I don't know. The last one would just be a lucky buy.
I told you buy a transgender. She said I should stop.
MCJB, please.
I'll buy one so you can put him in your jail. How about that?
Thank you. No, I'm not going for that. I'm not going to say
You
yes to
said
that.
thank you.
No,
it's
no,
already on record.
No, sorry. Take that back.
Okay. Tayo.
I'll buy a trip, a Tesla truck, and I don't know about the third one. I was going to say Titanic, but I don't know if that counts. If I can do that, a big ass Titanic.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that works.
You on the water?
Aziz.
The thing I could think about is Airbnbs. I'll buy a bunch of Airbnbs.
That's smart. Yeah. That's it.
Yeah, that's all I could really think of.
Ashley, did you go?
She got it wrong the first time.
I'm gonna buy apartments.
Aziz just said that though. Well,
Airbnb.
Okay.
Airbnb.
I guess.
You got 3 options though. What else you going to get?
Apartments, aircraft.
Actually, out here just doing everybody answers except her own answers at this point.
I mean, you want to make investments. You got $10 million and you only can buy things that start with the letter of your name. So it needs to be
3 things.
investment. So I like to buy things that'll make me money.
Okay. Gotcha.
What about you? What would you buy?
I can't buy shit.
You buy
Are we going with Tutu or are we going with Ice-A-Two? If we going, well, my name is Ice-A-Two, so I can't buy nothing but some damn ice and ice cream.
Buy Igloo.
Ice cream shops.
Yeah, I love me. Okay, I can do ice cream shops, Igloo. I've always wanted to go enter an Igloo, so actually that's cool.
You can buy an island.
Ooh,
I mean,
an island.
Island.
Yeah, okay, now I can buy island.
You had a whole day to think of this. No, you can't even remember.
Right, you would have thought she would have had them.
Because I really was just saying some ice and some ice cream for real.
Yeah,
You like ice cream that much?
You buy an iguana. You buy an iguana.
What's your favorite?
Cookies and creamy all day.
Hey,
No, all the
Cream,
ice
or
box. You buy all the
Chocolate
ice
knuckle.
boxes, girl. Ice box.
cookies and cream or anything with brownies or cookie dough. I'm for it.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm a cookies and cream girl. But okay, it's Uncle AK loaded.
He's loading.
It's
He's loading.
literally
He's
loaded.
loading.
Okay, so I wanted to talk about. So we have a lot of things. Oh, going back to MCJB, what you were talking about. I don't know if you guys have followed along with the Young Thug trial. Have y'all seen what's going on? Because you talked about
You buy your
let's
judge.
talk about buying judge. Yeah. So have y'all seen what's going on with the Young Thug situation?
I don't know how recent you're speaking of, but I've seen things
like as of yesterday.
Oh no, I didn't catch up.
Okay.
Enlighten us.
So Young Thug obviously is a rapper for that doesn't know. It's part of YSL. What's it, Young Slum lifestyle or something, whatever. Anyways, he's a rapper. He got indicted or charged with RICO charges. So racketeering, all that. His whole entire like YSL, they're all arrested. Like everybody's in jail in Atlanta. So it's a big like trial that's happening right now. I don't know if you guys know what you call it. Fannie Willis, is the Atlanta DA. Like she was on that trial, and now the trial is going on. It's been going on for like I want to say like 4 or 5 months actually. And this trial is
ended last year.
Yeah, like and when I tell y'all this trial is just a mess, it's a joke. Like the key witnesses, they out here acting like delusional, they acting crazy. They so yesterday, as of yesterday, they actually arrested and charged Young Thug's attorney, Brian Steele. He's a powerful attorney, arrested him for contempt. He basically asked the question, was like, why we can't use this evidence. And the judge also has been like a pain in the ass the whole entire trial. So I don't know what it is, if he has a thing against rappers or whatever, but he's just been doing a lot. So they sentenced the lawyer, Young Thug's lawyer, to 20 weekends in jail. So literally 20 weekends in jail. So basically every Friday at 7 p.m. this man needs to turn himself in, and then he gets released on Sundays. So yeah, so that's what's been going on. And then today, one of the key witnesses started acting out on the stand and fired his attorney. And basically was like, yeah, I don't want her no more, this and that. It's just been a joke. So I don't know if you guys been catching on, but for the people that have or understand, I'm just like, what do you guys feel about that? Do you guys think that because maybe he is this powerful celebrity that like this is being dragged on for too long? Or what do you guys even think about the lawyer being arrested, has to turn himself in? And mind you, his wife is representing him. So the lawyer's wife is representing him and she's trying to appeal the sentencing. But I just like, it's just so much that's going on.
It just sounds messy. I mean, if your lawyers got to turn themselves in and you're in a case fighting for your life to get out, it's not making you look any better, So I don't think that's a good look for Young Thug. I didn't know that was happening. The case in general, it's being dragged out. They're trying to, they're definitely trying to get him or get as many people to fall with him. I think a lot of people know that Gunna happened to slip through the cracks and get out of the system by saying they used words against him, and he didn't know that, I guess, he was giving up information by what he said. So it's being drawn out. I mean, I just in all, I believe Young Thug could have been way more cleaner and smarter with just how he was doing things. So it's unfortunate to see just what's going on, because he is a big image and person in the community of Atlanta. He gives back, got a lot of, programs and things that he has going on. But I just think it's a joke sometimes, because I remember one time they were playing his lyrics and this guy was literally bopping in the office, like looking
him
at
and the attorney.
like,
they was
like, yo,
to the
that
music.
joint went hard. Did you hear my bars? And I'm just like, bro, you on trial and you over here acting like you in the studio, like, get it together. So it's a joke, but I mean, I don't know, man. I thought I thought they would have had a conclusion by now, but I mean, I guess not. They just, still going on.
What race is his attorney from? Well, is he? What race?
He's
He's black,
Caucasian.
African American. Oh, the lawyer.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Oh,
Mhm.
okay.
See how I've been using the word Caucasian now?
Anymore? You
Yeah.
can't say white people anymore. No.
No, because
No.
I don't need MTJB to be like, why you saying white people? You see?
Well, it's not the MCJB. It's just appropriate. You need courtesy in everything you do, in the way you speak. That's why some ladies, when you approach me and you start sounding, I'll be like, no, I can't even say hi to you. Just like you don't like manner, you don't like poor etiquette. Someone just yawning and eating. That's not like you calling people those names too. It sounds like okay. I feel that way.
That's like how they be telling you not to talk bad about Christianity, but you be doing
Oh,
No one tells me not to talk. No
Mm.
one tells me not to talk bad about Christianity. No one. It just like just feel like it's not a good. It's not a. I kind of like try to shy away from it. Like I told you, on this in the show when people came out like, "Oh, JB, I think your ideas are very radical," just because they don't read the Bible. So like that's why I came back and I told you like, you know what, I think I have to stay away from it because folks are coming at me. But it is what it is, man.
Yeah, because they're
it is what it is.
they're trying to also sway your mind the way you don't corrupt it too much. You can't even say white people. But anyways,
right?
sorry,
Do
continue.
you know? Okay. Now you brought this up. Do you know a top GO in Nigeria actually sent in his resignation letter today?
Top what?
GO, Daddy GO,
Oh, okay.
General Overseer. How do you, as a man of God, resign from the church? That's all a job, man. How do you resign? Because they sent him somewhere he didn't want to go, and he resigned. Then you're telling me to follow those people. I'm not following them. I'm not.
So pastors can't step down when they feel their time is up.
Catholics do that. As a Catholic, you can stop from being a priest. Like you can't do no mass no more if you're sick. Like the Pope Benedict XVI, remember he stepped down for the current Pope? Yeah. As a pastor, how many pastors do you know in our churches who've actually stepped down?
I mean, they can
Plenty.
step down to a lesser
A
degree.
lot.
Plenty.
Oh, you guys
Yeah.
know
Yeah, I've
plenty.
seen a lot.
The pastor in my church stepped down for somebody else.
Why did he step down for? What happened?
He just said God is
Okay.
taking him in a different direction, handed the whole church to somebody else. And
Okay.
he founded the church.
Okay. Good. That is very, very new to me. Because from what I know, if you look at all the top GOs in Nigeria, they are still the ones running the church. But the Pope, the head of the Catholic Church, stepped down. But I think he died last year or something. Yeah. So
Why are you always attacking the Nigerian?
Right,
no, it's
low
not
key,
Nigeria is the second country that prays on earth after Afghanistan. So you need to know. After Afghanistan,
Are
is
you
Nigeria.
sure about those stats?
Sister, don't
Listen, if Jonah can run and hide in it, and God can swallow him in a fish's mouth, anybody can resign. Nobody's tied to that location.
You're bringing now the Old Testament to talk about Jonah swallowing, sister.
I'm just letting you know that just because you take up a calling doesn't mean that you can put it down. Whether or not God told you to,
and I feel like
definitely can put it down.
you're selecting like the top Nigerian pastors. That's what you're referencing. I mean, because there's a lot of pastors in Nigeria, but even the top ones that you're even referring to, there's many times where, I mean, if not stepping down, they're taking breaks, or you see they let other men lead. For
give me examples, man. TB Joshua is gone. When he's
Say
gone,
again?
who's in charge of SCON, Synagogue Church of All Nations? Who's in charge of it? His wife. His wife is in charge of it. When he gone, give me examples. Give me examples. You had a pastor in South Africa, Chris Yakilome, who the wife left him. He still did not step down. He was still the head of the church without a wife. Okay. You have Ayedepo. Is it Ayedepo?
Nah, no, that's why I said they didn't step down, but they take breaks. But I said it's only the top ones. I mean, the top.
JB, what's your point?
Exactly.
I think I'm missing. Where are you going? What's the point you're trying to make?
You've been talking the whole time, so you're not getting the point. The point is, AK actually mentioned the fact that people should stop talking about religion. I say, yeah, people should stop talking about religion because they're shying from the truth. And the truth is, if you're truly a man of God, you will not be holding on to a position when you're not supposed to be there. And also, you will not resign, because when you resign from work, right? You resign from work, which means, is a church a business, or is it a way of life, or is it actually a calling? If you're called to serve, why should you resign? That's what I'm asking. Why are you?
A church is both. A church is both.
It's both.
So should the church be a business?
Yes, it should.
Then why should I go to a business center? That's why Christ that is what Christ.
You go to work to get
Bible.
something, right? Just because
Christ sister, Christ destroyed the church, the temple, because it was selling there. That was not business. So why should we do that?
Just because it's a business does not make it necessarily a bad thing. It has to be a business because you have to put it under organization.
I'm happy you're saying.
And so whether or not it is, I'm not even gonna front. That's why they have tax breaks and all that thing. It is a business, but it doesn't mean that it's not doing what it's supposed to do spiritually.
I know where you're heading, JB. You're going to the scripture when they were saying don't do business in church. I think we're talking about two separate entities of church being ran as a business, and we're not talking about people to come to church to do business, to do transactions, trade, and all that other stuff. I think those are two different things.
How should your salvation be business? Which other religion on earth is a business? How many Bibles? How many books does a Bible have?
We're talking about business in the sense of running a church, JB. That's what we're speaking.
Exactly. So why are you running the house of God, where where blessed are the poor in spirit, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven, the Beatitudes. Okay. If I am going to follow the Lord, why should I pay someone to bless me or indulgence? Why should I do those things? The Lord I'm serving told me how to pray and to communicate with Him. Why should I go through someone, through business, to enrich a man of God because I'm trying to make heaven?
Next topic.
There you go.
I feel like you're just.
That was
it's a lot of bouncing around.
No. I say this all the time. See, no one is bouncing around.
You are.
Okay.
Because you said people should resign. Now you're talking about it's a business. Next thing, the same breath. Why should I follow somebody to the next breath?
You're not keeping track.
I am keeping track. That's exactly how I know you're all.
That's why I said last week, MCJB, I asked you and I said, which one are you for? Are you for religion or are you against religion?
Listen to what I said. Listen to what I said. You brought up AK brought up the question, and he said, people say, I don't want to talk about it because people are actually shallow when it comes to religion, because they shy away from things. So I'm giving you reasons, you pick. I'm not teaching you. That's what I told AK too. I don't teach you how to live your life, but I'm giving the vices of the church, and I'm giving also the virtues. You see, but if you sit and tell me that the church is actually business, that is a vice. I cannot propagate that. If I tell you that the church is for salvation, which is a physical building, that's a virtue. For your daddy GO to step down because they actually sent him somewhere he didn't want to go, then he resigned. That is business right there. That is a vice. So if I'm talking to you, it's because I'm talking of vice and virtue at the same time. So if you say I'm mixing two things, then I don't get it.
Why are you taking one person's situation and making it a general thing like everybody does?
It goes all the time now, AK. Your sister's GO in Maryland also, he was sent to Nigeria. He refused to go. He went to Maryland and opened his own church.
I didn't do right. This is my own thing. Don't say that somebody can people, but then
somebody cannot.
That somebody cannot say white people, and they turn around and also say that, oh, you're not trying to, convert people, whichever it is that you said, because to me it's same thing.
I've never stopped.
At the end of the day, the day's gotta end.
Period.
The day's gotta end. Fade to black.
I've never told her not to say white people. I just said, it looks that kind of way, but she has the right to say whatever she wants to say. I can't stop her from saying white people. No.
Okay, well, I had like this.
I think JB's one of those people that has dialogues with himself throughout the day. Like, JB, what do you think about this? Well, I think that this is what happened. You actually create
you just sound so funny doing that, man. It's because you're so religious, because you claim you're so religious, you want to always stand that task of time to. Nope. You can't even have a religious argument with me.
I don't
stand and
argue
talk
with you
about
at
the
all.
Bible. Exactly.
I don't argue
Because when
with
it
you at
comes to
all.
that, you shy away, but you want to always sit and try to make fun of, oh, me, dude. You cannot even have a didactic conversation of the Bible. You cannot.
So I would not have an argument with you.
That's why you
ever.
came here, you brought the pastor, you told him to let him give.
Nobody will ever see me and Aziz, you and Aziz having an argument.
Nah. I can't talk about that with you on religion, man.
You know why?
Your religious point of view is because first of all, you will stand so much to preach talk about the Bible. Your riches you're building your riches on earth. That's why everything you talk about is about money. My religion doesn't teach me that.
JB will create an argument, refute his own argument, and then give you 3 different conclusions to his own argument.
It doesn't matter. I'm a rational being. You can't teach me how to think. You can't. Just because you can't say anything doesn't mean that I shouldn't say it. You say it. The whole time you've been quiet. Now that I'm talking, you're talking too. Why?
I told you have conversations with yourself. You just created another one.
You do it yourself too.
JB,
The whole time you sat there quiet, you're not saying anything. You're not saying nothing. Now that I'm talking, you're talking.
Sound like a young talk cut kiss.
Nah.
Let's move.
All right. So listen. All right. Next segment. All right. So let's talk about this because I think this is really important, and this might be kind of a touchy subject, but I think this is a topic that needs to be discussed. So this month is Men's Mental Health Awareness Month. For you guys that didn't know that. And I honestly feel like I said, I was kind of going back and forth with AK thinking if I should talk about this because I don't know, but I think it's worth it. We always talk about us women and mental health and how we're feeling and things like that. And you know me, I'm always here for the guys. I'm always rocking with the guys and stuff. But I feel like we should kind of have a discussion about men's mental health awareness and how it's not really discussed a lot. Some of the stereotypes that go along with this topic and things like that. So I was like, let's just open up the floor, and we do have majority men and things like that. So like just us being like, we're your sisters, so we're here to hear y'all out and things like that. So I just want to just get y'all like minds together and see what y'all think. And like, I have a few questions and stuff, but like, one of my main questions, and ladies, feel free to chime in. And I don't like really have a script. It's just like things that I'm going off the top of my head and stuff like that too. But like, for anybody can lead the question too, or can answer the question for us. But when it comes to like mental health and stuff like that, first of all, for one, how are y'all mentals? Let's start there, and then let's kind of dive into it. So Aziz, I'll start with you. Like, how is your mental and whatnot?
Say from scale 1 to 10, probably 9 or above, right? Mental health is really important to me. Fun fact, I actually met AK working at a mental health facility. We both were employees there 10 years ago. So it's always been something that I've taken seriously. It's always been a passion of mine. It's always been something that has intrigued me, and it's always been a priority. So, to answer your question, I'm in a pretty good headspace mentally. I love that you brought this topic up. I think it's extremely important, and I look forward to diving in for sure.
Okay. You're welcome. And before I go to the next guy, I just want to let you know, according to a report, 6 million men suffer from depression each year. So I just want y'all to kind of just think about that and have that. But Tayo.
Nah, my mental is good. But I think that there's ways of how to make your mental good. So, I try to surround myself with people I can open up and share with. If it's like spiritual leaders, my brothers. Some of my brothers are professionals in the mental area. So, if it's something that's complicated or just things that I'm seeing that's going on within the community or some traits, I can ask questions and just try to get a viewpoint. But I think it's always good to share, feelings or things that you have going on. It's not good to bottle it up. I think I've been doing pretty good. There's moments at times where you might, at times I can probably say I'm an overthinker, but then at times I'm just like, you know what, let me just call somebody and see what they think. So I think sharing that load helps a lot when it comes to mental health, because if you don't have an outlet, and based off the number that you just mentioned, that's an alarming stat. So I could see that for people who don't have an outlet or someone to share, how they're feeling. So that goes a long way. So I just try to continue to keep myself around a circle of men that I can, share thoughts and feelings and things I'm going through. And it's crazy that you brought it up, because one of my friends actually had a men's event this past weekend. It was a melanated fathers event. So I got to share space with, guys that are dads, and just going on the mental health challenge of, being married, having kids, dealing with, that stage of life and all that. So it was a lot I got to learn from that group. So I'm always surrounding myself with people who are different stages of life, going through different things, and putting that into my own perspective when it comes to my mental health.
Okay. MCJB, what about you?
Oh, are men supposed to have mental issues?
You know what? And listen, and this is why I said we're gonna have this conversation, WK, because it's always those questions or these little stereotypes that be happening. But I didn't say y'all have mental issues. I'm just asking how your mental is, so how your mindset, your headspace is. Don't come and change the topic here. It's just how are you feeling as a whole? Like, what's your?
And you fell for it. That's what I was doing actually, because that was not a question I was posing to you. I was just being rational. I was just asking a question, like, should men actually have problems? Because where I come from, a man isn't supposed to cry. A man cannot have those kind of issues. A man is a provider. Even when you're married to a woman who has more than you still have to provide. So society where I come from, a man is the head of the family, and you are supposed to do the things which are good for you to do to better of your family. But when you fall, you are considered lazy. You understand? So where you come from, men are not supposed to have mental issues. So much that when you call someone, you tell them you're depressed, they say, "Oh, come on, you can do it." Okay, so talking about myself, yeah, I think when I came to America, before I came to America, I never witnessed that. When I got here, I actually witnessed a lot of that in California. Yeah, for you to find a job out there is kind of hard. So you can easily set yourself to depression because of the American way of life. But back home, it's kind of a little bit different. Depression is not looked upon like depression, is looked upon like struggling. You understand? So those are like different things. American system, you don't work, you're going to be kicked out of your house, so you can easily be depressed. Because when you see the record of black men being the most locked up in jail these days, what's the cause of that? Depression. You're forced to pick up the arms, you're forced to beat up your wife, you're forced to do all those kind of things. So it adds up to your mental issues, which we don't talk about in our communities. You understand? So I, for one, I try to avoid those things. I try to avoid getting into those situations where I have a job, I try to do a side gig, I try to be nice to people. And I always think, like you say, I'm always thinking, because the moment you stop thinking, you get in trouble. So I try to switch my moment of drinking or smoking to me solving problems. You understand? So that's how I clear my own mental issues, by thinking, talking to people. Yeah, that's how I solve my own. Because a black man actually is the least person on earth when it comes to a human being as conscious society. Yeah.
Is the what?
The least.
The least of what?
In the chain of you have women, you have these other people before a black man. Yeah.
Okay. Therese, I see your face. You have something to say, or do you have a comment?
I was just trying to catch on something he said. They are forced to beat up their wives. I was still there, like, what?
Yeah, I caught on to that, but I decided to choose peace and move on.
Why you okay? Let me say something very well. If I was this kind of person who looked into words, right, I will not be on this podcast anymore. You understand? Because I will take my emotions and try to put it on top of everything. I don't care. Okay, I say whatever comes through my mind. If you understand me, fine. You can understand me, I don't care. Because at the end of the day, I talk to people who understand. If you take my words literally, then you're going to miss the whole thing. Okay? I say things that I feel. I say that's why men do those things. I know of people who are locked up in jail today because they beat up people. That's mental health issues.
But how about... Go ahead, sorry.
I gave you stats. I told you the black people, like we say, they are the most people in jail right now. Do you know the amount of black people in jail are more than those who came into America through slavery? What's good? That's mental health issues. And it's all depression. That's going through with the question that you pose. So when I give those things and I say my things, please, if you want to listen and go deep with it, that is your problem. JB, there's no way I'm taking those things and sleeping with them. The moment I leave and I go to the gym, nothing is in my head.
I mean, I don't think. I mean, your opinion. Your opinion is your opinion. Granted,
thank you.
But I just think that when certain things is just like when it's kind of like that statement you just made was kind of generalized. Like you're saying black men that's the reason why. That's not the reason
Right.
why.
I was about to
There's
say it's
other
more than
reasons why.
depression.
So
Like you got
you said what you said and you meant what you said and that's how it is. But just kind of
But
to
that is me.
clarify so
You
that
can't
way
tell
it's
me. You
not.
can't tell me how to talk. That's why we have a podcast.
Okay.
What's a podcast?
Sorry.
You cannot
All
tell
right,
me.
my bad.
Yeah, I do
My
that
And
with
you
bad.
AK all
just
the time.
you told her last week about white people though. So I don't know.
No, I did not tell her. Go and follow through.
I
Go and
did.
follow.
I listened to
I
the
asked her questions.
podcast.
See, I asked her questions that do you think that's the right thing? I will not like the same thing AK asked me, what can I change about it? I cannot change anyone, but I will say the things that I see. If you take it that way, that's fine. You understand?
Okay.
So if you think I'm here to judge you, nope. I come at 2 every time because I get the way I talk. I talk to everyone here different. If you put me in kingdom made, kingdom pay, we think we have issues. When it comes to religion, we talk like that. Anything else, we are cool. That's the way it is, man. We're doing a podcast.
But I don't think anybody is
no one is
thinking
catching
there's a
emotions.
problem with a person in particular.
You
I don't
just
think
said you were thinking about the fact that some people are beating women. So you're looking into what I'm saying. Those are my takes.
so I'm allowed to react to something you said, and that was all I did was react
And I have to
it.
counter
You
you
just
too.
made a whole speech about my reaction. That's why you're leaving me confused.
Exactly, because I leave you confused each time I speak.
No, you don't.
Okay.
Oh, you
Next
said that, yo.
question.
Come on. You said that earlier.
Next question.
Just to his, I mean, JB is a guy that is a shallow thinker, feeble-minded, and will confuse you. And I think that's what he wanted to let everybody know. Don't take what he's saying
Exactly. You don't take my things, just let them go. I just spill everything I say that comes to my head. That's how I am. Like I say whatever, I will say whatever. I talk to you guys here about my life. I don't care. Some people will not even talk. Some people
He's
will
not the
talk.
sharpest. He's not the sharpest tool in the set, is what he's saying.
Exactly. Yep.
Tutu, please carry on. Please, I beg you. I did not come back for this. Continue.
All right, AK.
Right.
Question for you. So why do you feel as if, well, for you, why do you feel as if it's hard? Do you feel as if it's hard for you to open up and explain and let people know, hey, this is how I'm feeling? Does it make you look weak? Does it make you look like, oh, like why do you feel like if it is? And would you? Are you somebody to open up?
I mean, I would love to. I do sometimes I don't, just because some things I gotta take, head on. But for the most part, the background, right, where I come from, plays a role in that. Like you're taught to just manage your feelings, your emotions, and just keep going, right? Don't show weakness, things like that. But then when you come into a different world where, they let you or to teach you that, okay, it's okay to open up. I mean, sometimes you want to, but then how other people might perceive it, or they don't create that space for you to be able to express that, you just turn to bottle it in and just keep going, right? There's positivity to it and there's negativity to it, but I feel as though for people who don't have their heads really screwed to their necks, they'll take, oh, I'm busy to be an excuse to not address those and then eventually crash, right? So it's important for, men or some men to have outlets, right? It could be they have male groups, it could be a therapist, it could be, your significant other with a little caveat, like better careful. But anyways, things like that to express yourself, to express how you feel, to express, plans and things like that without feeling any, without having that feeling of, oh, this might come back to, haunt me or bite me or whichever.
But I just think, just to piggyback off AK, like we said, the groups are very essential. You got to have an outlet. And I think taking it a step further is in a way of us, building a community as well, especially in the Black community, because you don't see too many. Well, I mean, let me just say where I'm from. I mean, in that area, we don't see too many mental health clinics when it comes to males or places where, people can seek help or things of that nature. And then at the same time, too, a lot of people, when it comes to insurances or things or payments, people may not have the finances and they don't know how to go about that. So I think, creating awareness and creating local groups of where people can come in, seek help, if it's through a church, if it's through, your local, just different organizations helps out. I think, creating that platform, creating that aura will only make things better in regards to the stats that were mentioned earlier when it comes to the depression that Black males are facing in America. Because I know sometimes we take things out of context and go to Africa. So let's stay in America.
See,
Am I good? Can y'all hear?
Mhm.
Okay, go ahead, Trez. I just want to.
Oh no, I was gonna ask something, right? I mean, I know that the whole community and safe space is good, but that's in the broader aspect of things, right? Like if you were to educate, say, the women in your life on how to create that safe space that you need without having necessarily to go out to that community, right? Like the women in your life, like school us. What would you advise a woman? Like, what would you need from a woman to have that space that you can offload some of that mental burden?
I think that I love that question, by the way. But you want to go first time? You can go.
No, go ahead.
So I was going to say that every man in his heart of hearts desires an environment of safety where he can actually be his complete self and be completely honest with who his woman is, right? And it starts with knowing that you're not going to be judged, right? The second part is that everything that a man does is performative, right? And it's because society has taught us that if we're not producing, right, we have no real value. So if you can create an environment, right, where he actually feels wanted, right, safe and secure, even when he's not producing, right, where he can actually tell his truth without you making a face, right, without you throwing it back at him, without you saying, so are we going to be good? And or thinking, are we going to be good, right? You've won in so many different regards, right? And then the third thing is every man wants a woman that he can trust with all of him, right? So there's certain things where you might say something to somebody, right? And they might go out of their way, right? And try to make it seem like something it's not. And they might not even know it, right? It could be an innocent joke, right? It could be a statement. It could be a quote. But that one thing could hurt that guy to a point where he never recovers from it. And the thing about men is like, there was a book that was written, I forgot the author, but it says Men Cry in the Dark. And what I realized about men is that a lot of men are crying in the dark, right? And it's because publicly, right, they never feel heard or wanted. And that's whether it's in a family context, community, or society as a whole, right? So I can see how men can be depressed, right? Because everybody tells a man what he's supposed to be to get certain results, right? And if you don't live up to that, then all of a sudden you're not a man. And then they put physical, right, characteristics of what a man is supposed to look like. And if you're not that, you're not a man, right? Financial benchmarks on what you're supposed to be. If you're not that, you're not a man. So there's so many different things that you're contending with before you walk out the door. And then as you walk out the door as a man, to prove that you're a man. And sometimes a man just wants to know that being a man is enough. And if you can do that as a woman, right, you've won. And you can actually look into relationships and tell when a woman is actually that for a man. There's a different energy that he carries, right? There's a different joy that he has, right? Because he knows that she's got him and she knows that he's got her.
Look at you sitting there and spilled out all that stuff where you sit and say men who don't have money should not get married. What are you talking about? You're number one to propagate for men who are broke, men who are rich. You see here, you run your mouth saying all these things about, oh, a man should. What are you saying? What are you saying? You're number one when it comes to saying that men, two things matter to you since I've met you. The scripture and a rich man. A poor man actually is not supposed to be alive. Right? Then here you sit and then you talk about men are men are men. You have boxed men in those boxes. If I was not a man who was a fighter, I would have been one of those your boxes. But I choose not to belong to you.
No, you just
So if you want to talk, start charity begins from home, right? You want to talk, say things that you were doing. You were talking about men who are going through these issues in society. Number one issue that ravage men is poverty. If most men will provide, most rich men like you, they don't have these issues when it comes to women because they'll drop it at any time and walk away. But the broke guys like me, who don't have money like you, we cannot drop our women and walk away out of it because we have been planning for that life. To us, that's a career, that's a dream right there. Okay, so there are two kinds of men. In my view, you have the narcissistic kind of men. Then you have the men who are just mellow. Okay, those who don't care about anything in life. Is all about they come first, they do whatever they want to do. Then now you have the men who are going through, they are submissive maybe to the society or their wives. So bad so that you have people committing crimes in America because they are the head of the country or who they were there before. People are saying that they were innocent. Flip the same thing to R. Kelly or whoever, who's other black man. It's a different scenario. Okay, so we are talking about these things. Narcissistic men, those who have money, those who have power, don't compare them to us regular people. We are the ones who are going through that depression. I don't think you've gone through depression in your life. Kingdom made, kingdom paid. I don't think you have. Because you were actually maybe born with a golden spoon in your mouth. So you cannot speak for most men. Sister, hold on. You cannot be speaking for men who are not regular with you because you have a life that is all maybe planned for you or it's all.
But you literally just did that
to get through.
But you just did. But you just did that like 10 minutes ago.
I'm getting to him. I'm getting to him. Okay, because he said things. He is saying things, and that's what I'm saying. He is saying things that men. But I'm sitting here saying that I've gone almost every time I've argued with him is because of maybe money or because of religion. Okay, so if I was a man, like I'm saying, if I'm like kind of a man who takes everything very, very serious, I would definitely not be happy with the things that I hear or the things that I think of. But because I don't care, I have a different mindset. But most men will not tolerate that because men don't talk, but they cry. Yes, T, you were saying something, please.
I was saying that while I enjoy your discourse, you've gone off on a tangent. My question was, educate us women on what you think that you would need to create a safe space. That's where I was.
I was not answering your question. See, I was talking to Kingdom.
That is the question at hand. I want to hear. This is an
but let me come to your question now.
Let me finish my.
Okay.
It's an opportunity that we have to educate us women on things that we do not know. It's not the time to baffle what Aziz has said, what he's going on. For the people in his category, he has said what works for them. Let's hear for you, the everyday regular person that you say that you are.
Yeah, I will answer your question.
I'm just trying to be better.
No, I will answer your question, but I had to answer your question by first of all saying what I have to clear my mind. Okay, I have to clear my. I'm not supposed to. Anyway, I'm not going to talk about that again because you're getting frustrated.
No, I'm not. I'm not.
No, I will not talk about that again. We'll move to the next one.
Tayo,
so MCJB, quick question before MCJB, do you actually like take mental health seriously? Like, do you think it's a thing or do you just not like, do you actually think it's an actual real thing?
That's what I'm saying. I come from a background where I always talk about my background because that's where I'm from.
Wait a minute. Time. Wait. I promise I won't get you up. It was just a yes or no. It was just a yes or no.
I can't say yes, so I don't say yes or no. I don't do that. Sorry. I don't.
Tayo, please.
No, he's going. He's explaining that.
Oh, yeah, because when you do that, that is very, very rude. So you're being rude and then trying to make it look like it's okay. You cannot. I've never asked you to say yes or no to anything, even after hours. I don't box you yes or no. I ask you questions. Why do you want to say yes or no to things like that? Let's keep it real, guys. All of you, you've been in the States, maybe myself and T, or at least maybe I don't know how long you've been here, T. But most of you grew up here. That's why I'm different from you guys. So you're asking me questions where I spend most of my life is Cameroon. I've not been here for up to 20 years. So if I'm talking from my background. Don't tell me, in America. What's America? I live here doesn't mean my mind is here. So when you're asking questions, let me express myself and talk to you how I feel. When you tell me yes or no, I'm too smart for yes or no answers. I will not tell you that. I will not.
Ladies and gentlemen, MCJB.
MCJB, let me follow up a question on what you just said now. So do you think that there is a need, given your background and everything, mental health is relatively new to you, right? Do you think there is a need or the necessity for you to be able to offload mentally now in 2024?
See, mental health that day with me in America, I moved here 2009. by 2013, I was going through a lot. That's what they call depression, right? That's why I left California for Minnesota. And I have never gone back since I left. That is mental health. You live in a place where you can't find a job, live in a place where it's so hard for you to carry yourself around town. Where like my neighborhood, I think we're just like three Africans and you can't even meet people. So I was not really like into the system. But I was in San Diego where it was really fun, you know. So to me, at that time, my mental health was really, really low. I've never thought of suicide, but I was like thinking like, okay, what am I doing here? Do I want to go back to Cameroon or do I want to stay here? So when I moved to Minnesota, I saw the environment was different. So if you tell me that someone is going through mental health, we lost, this is a sad story. We lost a guy here in Minnesota the other day because he was never seen anywhere in public with anyone. So he died a very solo guy. You understand? So we started talking about it in our community, like we need to come out. You need to go to places and do things. Guess what? I was in Texas, I was in Maryland last weekend, and I met my father-in-law, and he was like, "GB, when I see you post, I know Minnesota is changing," because he came here to Minnesota. The cold and the loneliness and all those kind of things during winter, your mind is going to be played with if you don't have things to do. But now the town is becoming vibrant. Things are changing. We have people coming, artists. We have events. We have people going in and out. So now the level of mental health here should actually be a little bit low. So T, to answer your question, I would say this to you. I don't believe in going to meet a therapist and talking to that person one-on-one is going to solve my problem. I believe in actually creating that bond like I'm doing with you folks here. Okay? Create that bond, create a bond with other people. You can sit and talk. And if you're in a toxic relationship, be it your wife or your friend, and it's time for you to go, you have to cut it off. That's what we don't do in our African community. We think we need to hold on to things because the Bible says this and that. Okay. So to me, I just feel like our mental health is being played more as an African people through the Bible. It has messed up our whole mindset. But apart from that, I think an African man is a solid man.
Let me ask you this, right? Let me ask you this. So let's say, for example, you say you're a homebody, right? So being that you're a homebody, I'm pretty sure that sometimes you like your space. Right?
Yeah.
Like your space.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Being that, that, and then sometimes to you also like, the kids, the wife to be around, like a blend of everything. So let's say, before you get married or even as you get married, what is it that for the purpose of your mental, right, that peace and tranquility that you want within your home, what is it that you required of your wife, right, to be able to create that avenue for you? Yes, I know that you can create an avenue for yourself, or you cannot talk about it, or you can manage it on your own. But it also takes two to tango, being that you guys share that space. So what is it that you required of her, or you would, if you had to have a conversation with her and say, okay, really, these are the things that I would like for you to do, or that you're not doing that I would like for you to do? What are those things, if there are any?
Yeah, there's so many things. First of all, AK, I cannot change someone. Okay, so me getting married to my wife, I can't change her ways of life. You understand? So I just bring, because of love, you have to compromise one another. So the kind of things that I like to do, like when I say I'm a loner, I'm home. I've spoken to a friend today from China, a friend from Germany, a friend from. So I talk to folks out there. First of all, and I play my video games, I clean my house, I clean my shoes, all those kind of things. Now, when it comes to my wife and myself, prior to us having kids, we are so different when it comes to mannerisms. My wife can spend the whole day on the phone talking to her siblings or her relatives. She's cool with that, and I'm also very cool with that. And she will also talk to my own relatives too. If there's anybody I've not called in my family, is because I'm just stubborn. My wife is always call this person, call this. So she makes sure that I'm doing all those things, communicating, even though I'm very bad at communicating. Now, what I expect from her to do is just to let me be in my own space. If we got to go to the movies, let's go to the movies. If we got to go do this, let's go eat out and all those kind of things. But for her to really like put that domineering aspect of me, like, okay, you need to do this at this time and that time, that's not why I got married. No. I got married because I love you, and you bring your own things that you like into the marriage, and I bring mine into the marriage too. So that's what I think I do, AK.
Okay.
Chef,
Wow.
any tips for the ladies?
I would say First, you need to, well, I'm speaking in a sense of, yeah, someone opening up to their partner, significant other, man, not just any girlfriend or whoever. Um, I'll say you got to study their character. That's one thing as well. Um, Sometimes as men or even myself, not everything needs to be said. So I'll let you know at times too, where it's like, if I need space, just give me my space. That's actually helping my mental health. If I need to come and speak to you on things, we'll get to that point where we have a discussion. I think one thing that helps when it comes to discussions is first transparency. If one can be transparent when it comes to sharing their thoughts and things that they're going through, I believe that makes it easier for a guy to open up and speak on certain things. I would also say just being a good listener as well, because sometimes we may give you little signs, or myself, and it's like I might not just offload like a bomb and just everything at once. It may be little things that throughout that you're seeing that maybe if something that's on my mind or I'm going through. So I think being able to pick up on the small things that's going on before it just gets to a point where I feel like I got to just let everything out. I don't think that's normally how it is for myself. So being able to just be attentive, be attentive. Like I said, be transparent, be a good listener. And I feel like if you do all those things, you'll be able to know. I don't think it's something where I would have to come to you and then you're just like surprised, or you're like, oh wow, okay, I didn't know this was going on. Like, you would know, you would see by my character and ways how I'm going. So just creating that space in that manner for me, I think that goes a long way. That helps when it comes to opening up. But I think at the same time too, one needs to know that even when we do open up, like we mentioned before, we still have our men groups. So I believe that, it may not be everything that I open up with my men group I share with you, but the things I share with you are things that I feel that it's needed at the moment, if it's for us to grow and things of that nature. But don't take it offensive, maybe you feel, or there's other things that may be going on, and I just be like, don't worry about it, I got it. Or, because maybe I'm dealing with that with someone else. But when I do come to you with certain issues, I expect you to be able to have that space that I talked about of listening, being attentive, giving me that space to now being transparent for me to now want to share certain things with you. And I think just to piggyback what Aziz said too, also not getting no kickback. If we say something and you want to give me a kickback or flack and all of this, that's like an opportunity for someone just to shut down completely. Because now it's like you're basically probably taking what I'm saying out of context, or you don't understand. And then for you to retaliate, it's not going to make the situation better. So even if something they say is out of line, or you felt like, just don't retaliate in that way. I don't think that's the best way to respond when it comes to that.
I was actually about to, I'm glad that you said that, because I was actually about to ask, like, what I was trying to say earlier is I hear a lot about, like, guys saying that they don't open up because when they tell, like, us women or their significant others, it's usually what you just said, like, they don't want stuff being thrown back in their faces, and they don't want to feel judged or anything like that. So when, like, my question is for you guys, if that's the situation, what would you prefer? Would you prefer to be like, because now I have a thing where, like, if somebody's asking me for advice or needs something, I have this thing where I'm like, do you need me to talk or do you want me to listen? Like, which one is it? You get what I'm saying? So that way it's like I'm not kind of inserting myself without actually, because sometimes people just need an ear to, like, somebody to just vent to. You know what I'm saying? And then some people also want to input. So that's why I always start my conversations where I'm like, okay, do you want my input or do you just want me to listen? And so how would you guys go about that? Like, or is it more of a, when you guys do vent? Sorry, go ahead.
I was saying that I think it's more or less of, I think what Tyler was referring to, when something is said, right? Let's say, for example, an argument stems off, right? Like there's an argument, and then you go to that thing that was said in confidence, like that person confided in you, right? You go and take that, and then now you bring it and start shooting them within an argument with, you know what I mean? Like that's just, yeah. So when you do that, do you expect that person to still come again and open up to you? about an issue or something. You know what I mean? So I think that's what Ty was referring to.
Gotcha. Okay, makes sense. All right, and last question before, because I think this is really good though. But last question: do you guys all like feel like as if you are open enough to say, "Hey, I need help"? Like, because that's also a big thing that guys are not very open to say, like, "Oh, I need help." They kind of like you guys say, you guys will bottle it in, or you guys do have your outlets for your groups and stuff. But like some people just actually don't come out and say, "I need help." And then we don't know that somebody needs help until, God forbid, they're dead or they're in jail or anything like that. So are you guys like now willing to say, if it was a situation like, okay, I need help, rather than suffering in silence? Like, so with therapy, like going to therapy, like you guys said, the community outlet groups, things like that. Like, do you feel like that's something you guys can muster up in your like world or in your like egos or whatever to say that, hey, I'm not okay, I need help, and yeah.
Yeah, for sure. I mean,
Yeah. Okay.
now I feel as though, yeah, I mean, if there's a safe enough space for you to be able to do that, I don't see any reason why, a man will not do it. But at the end of the day, too, there is also like, especially, where you come from, right? There's that thing too that, you're supposed to, take everything in front, but sometimes you don't feel like it. You know what I mean? Sometimes you want to delegate a task to somebody else too. Like, why must I, right, do that just because I'm a man? Like, no, somebody else too close to do it. It's funny enough, around here, around my way, when I'm driving by sometimes, I see a lot of women cutting the grass. Like, a lot of them. But where I come from, you're not going to, I mean, most women where I come from, they're not going to stand to want to even do that. You know what I mean? But yet, there's that conversation of, oh, a man can cook too. So I'm like, okay, if I tell you to go cut the grass, you're going to say no, but then you want to tell me that I could cook too. So there's that division of labor in a sense. But when you want to intertwine them, it has to be fair, right? Even though you might not tell me that everything is not fair, I still believe that if you really want to intertwine them, then there should also be that fairness in it, because I'm not necessarily telling you, hey, go do that. So I don't really necessarily for you to come tell me that I should do the other when, when you do it, you'll be, good, if not good, great. So things like that for me.
Okay. Anybody next?
I would say definitely context matters, and the right circumstance and the right person matters too. Like just like I mentioned earlier, I've been in mental health for years. It's kind of something that I'm passionate about. So in many ways, I've kind of learned how to be my own therapist. So I can kind of walk myself through situations, and it's very easy for me to understand people and understand where people really are. But in times where I feel like I do need help, it's usually because I know that that person that I'm going to can actually be the solution, right? The other part about needing help is, right, you actually need to be in places where people can actually be the solution to what you actually have a problem with, right? If you're actually going to people that need the same help that you help, it might not help that much, right? So being aware and recognizing that is important, right? And just to piggyback on what was said earlier, right? Thank you for bringing this up, because men need to have more conversations like this, and a lot of men are looking for outlets. I appreciate the fact that you asked questions and wanted to be more aware of what men go through on a consistent basis. And I love Teresa's question about what do you want women to actually be so that you can actually feel safe enough to actually be your complete self. And I think that the women that I've had the most fulfilling relationships with have been women that have created environments, right, where I feel like I can say anything at any given time and not be judged at all. And it's because they've done that themselves as well, right? They've been so vulnerable with me and said things that nobody has ever said, that it gave me permission to be just as vulnerable with them. And when you can create environments like that where you're leading in that regard, by default, I have to match your energy. But if you feel guarded, right, if there's certain things that are off the table for you, by default, I'm going to feel that, I'm going to see that, I'm going to hear that, and I'm going to reciprocate that too. So women have all the control in the relationships, I think, right? This is why I'm always talking about men being providers, right? Because if she feels safe enough, there's nothing that she can't do for you, right? She can actually create that space where you feel like you can conquer the world if you're with the right woman. You just got to do your part. So, women, just know that you have a lot more control than you think. A lot of the things that men are aspiring to do and become attain is because of you. And if you are exactly who he needs you to be, right, and genuinely want to understand him, the best parts of him will come out through you and to you.
Yeah. Sometimes too, like, for example, MC JB said, where will come from, man, at this and the third. I also feel as though that's where a lot of disrespect comes in the picture because they feel the need to want to carry that burden all by themselves. And then they get to a point where that load is overbearing, and then now they turn around and start, instead of offloading them gently, they dump it all and then want a quick fix. But how does that happen overnight? You know what I mean? Like, things need to gradually, take course. So sometimes, not having that safe space to really chat it out, and also it's not something that happens overnight, right? It's something that, women too also have to take charge and say, okay, here are my own concerns, or this is what I don't see. You're in a situation where somebody sees you, for example, now a man, for example, doing the wrong thing, but then they don't want to say something because of, say, repercussions, right? It's not. That's just create more trouble in that space, right? Just voice it out. Hey, this is something I see. This is something I think that you could do better. Like if you see somebody going to make a business deal and you know in your heart that that business deal will fail, but you sit quiet because it's a man. What sense does that make? You know what I mean? It's your place to say, hey, I think that that thing is not going to work because of X, Y, Z reasons. And if you don't want to see it that way and go and it backfires, well, so be it. You know what I mean? But at least you voice your opinion. At least you've made it possible that next time when you voice that opinion, they'll be like, oh, nah, I remember that one time that they said this, and I should really sit down and pay attention. Things like that.
Okay. Well, does anybody have anything before I wrap this up?
Yeah.
I mean,
Let me run up.
uh,
Oh, you can go, bro. You can go ahead.
yeah, no, I was just saying, yeah, just like we said earlier, I mean, yeah, we definitely, it may not come out right as like I need help, but like I said, with the groups, and I think Aziz really nailed it up, being able to go to people that you can find a solution with. I mean, it wouldn't make sense of just opening up to someone and they're of no help. Someone can be a help at times, like you said, if you do just want someone just to hear you out and just kind of like get that mental stress off yourself. But yeah, like I think it's definitely a bad thing, for one to keep it in bottled up because I think, once the mental is not intact, that now starts to affect the physical as well. So I mean, you're just all out of sorts, if you're not able to express yourself and use these outlets. So definitely, like I mentioned, like, find a group, find people that that are in better positions and things that you're dealing with to be able to help out with. Oh, hey, can you pray for me? You know what I'm saying? I'm just going through this. There's many different ways that one can seek help without actually saying I need help. So I think if people, go about it in the right way and use means and use that nature, then you should definitely be able to get the solution that you're looking for.
Okay. Let me go ahead. Now wrap it up.
Yeah, I just got a bunch of rhetorical questions. For instance, when you see a soldier, that's a man, he comes your way, and then you see a soldier too, that's a lady. Like she comes your way. Who do you think is the stronger party, the male or the female? Secondly, when you see a man who is actually at work, working very well, and he's succeeding, they always say, oh, thanks to my wife, I succeeded in this offer. When that same man fails, they tell you, oh, he did not listen to his wife. Okay? So the way society has been structured, it shows that When a man is actually successful, it's credit to his wife. But when they fail, it's his fault because he did not listen. Who made those laws? Those are natural laws. Those are natural laws for my understanding of the scripture when they said Christ fed 5,000, excluding women and children. Because at that time, it was a man who was supposed to be the head of the house, right? So they've always put powers in the hands of a man to be the one who is supposed to provide and do stuff and all those kind of things. But now, on our daily activities, our daily basis, we should understand that a man is very, very liable to mistakes. Oh, men, yes, we are so liable to mistakes, so much so that one simple mistake, come out, let's go share a bottle of drink. Oh, come out, let's go play soccer. One single mistake as a man, you might not come home alive. I'm not saying women are kind of like, women can be like, I'm going to stay home and take care of the kids and those kind of things. So men, we make wrong choices and we are open to mistakes as opposed to women. Sometimes, not all the times, we meant to go through that. So I want to end up by saying that I try to put myself in a safe space, just like Aziz. I agree with you so much on that. I try to put myself in a situation, in a space where I don't have to encounter things like that. Like, it's so bad. I will not go out to concerts. I will not go out to like clubbing and all those things because I know there could be a gunfire or whatsoever, and I might be down, my kids, But I push my wife every time to go because I think she needs that. Because already I think I'm accomplished. I don't really need to go out there and have all those kind of entertainment and enjoyment. But I think my partner needs it because I don't want her to be like, you're holding me back, So I think I'm in a space where I like where I am right now. To answer your question, T, I like where I am right now. And I really do think that mental health is an issue and we should not just let it slide by. Thank you.
Thank you.
Because you want to stay in the house alone so that she doesn't bother you.
You know your sister. When she stays here in Minnesota, she loves Maryland so much. She only wants to move back to Maryland, So when she's home, there's no peace. When she can go out and have fun with friends, she's happy about it. I try to convince her to keep staying here because I know what those Maryland girls can do to MCJB. Please, that's a joke.
Well, okay. I just wanted to end off this topic with saying that we love y'all and don't be afraid to talk to us, your sisters. We got y'all, or anybody in general. And I'm glad that I was kind of iffy about bringing this up, but I felt like it was needed because it's something like we always talk about us women, but it's never the men. And I know that men go through stuff as well too. So just want to bring it up. And yeah, so with that, I'm gonna move on to word of the week, and then we're gonna pass it off to after hours. Okay. So MCJB, do you have the list of the word of the weeks? Because I really don't keep it.
Yeah, I think I have the list, but I have the list from antagonistic to ostentations. So you're about to close this segment, but let me ask you a question. Tutu, the other day you brought up the lady who was asking for a guy to do her hair before she could step out, right? And I think prior to that, we brought up the other man who was 64 getting married to an 18-year-old girl, right?
The bishop, yeah.
Yeah, the bishop, right? So I just want to, what do you, three of you women, what are the things that you think is a limit for you to consider a man a husband material? Because you three ladies of you sitting here right now, three of you sitting right here, when a lady is too young, she can't get married, she knows nothing about marriage. When she's too old, what did she wait for before getting married? Okay, so you as a woman, what are some of these things that are like holding you back from either exhibiting the right of marriage or the right of us just being men so you all can be women? Because in America, women are allowed to work. Other countries, you can't work. So you have so much income in your hands. What are the things that you have to do different as a woman to become a wife? Because a wife is something which is being taught. You don't just get up and become a wife. So please, ladies, so we also know what are the things that you do as a woman which should be leading you towards becoming not a housewife, but someone's wife in the future.
All right, ladies, which one of y'all want to lead this one? Go ahead.
I mean,
No, I answered, but I just feel I was talking a lot. So sorry. Go ahead.
you can do all that. I think the number one thing for becoming a wife is becoming a wife, if that makes sense. You have to be picked by a man to be a wife. So you can do all that, have all this money, work on yourself from here to the moon and back. If you're not picked by a man, you ain't gonna be a wife. That's just it.
So can a wife be groomed? Basically, that's what you're saying. Like you have to be groomed to becoming a good wife. Because what I'm saying is, see,
yeah, I think you can, just like with everything else, right? Into stepping into a role, you can be. I don't want groomed is has a negative connotation to it. But
okay.
yes, stepping into a role, any role, you can be taught that. You should be taught that.
Why did I pick Lady A instead of Lady B? That's a question. Why did I pick?
That's a question that you would answer because you did the picking. I cannot answer that for you. If I could, I would. And honestly, if I wanted, say, Mr. A, for example, and I knew exactly, I could read Mr. A's mind, I could become those things and get picked. Unfortunately, I can't. Only a man knows why he picks a woman to be his wife. It's just that simple to me. So it doesn't matter. You can have all these things going for you. If he doesn't pick you, you ain't gonna be a wife. That's it. It's just that simple. Now that doesn't take away the fact that you have to work on all these things and learn. That, don't get me wrong.
So what are the things that you have to?
But that's
what I'm saying though, that you can still have all that and not be a wife.
And
you cannot have all that
picked.
and be a wife.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, the bottom line is you getting. It might sound wrong, but the bottom line is you getting picked.
Okay. So let me make it very easy for you. I know your answer is very, very right. So to me, when I was looking for a woman to get married to, right? Nagging was number one. Nagging. Expenses, the way you spend your money. Are you going to be making me save money or are you going to want us to eat out all the time? Okay. The way you talk to people. I met a friend one time with his girlfriend. We went to the club. The first time I was seeing that girl, she was trying to fight me. Guess what? Dude is married to another woman now. Okay. The lady is out there still in town running single. I'm not nothing bad about that, but you can tell right there that was a negative energy. I have another friend right here that he is with a woman who is not tidy. She is not clean. They have been together for a long time. I don't think they're getting married or something. So I was talking about those things that you think, because us as men here, right? I think 4 of us will sleep with a woman who has a BBL, but we might end up not marrying that woman. Because we are looking more into your mannerisms than your aesthetics. So your beauty to an extent is, for us just to look at it, but what we want from you is your heart. So the question is, are you living a righteous life? And the righteousness from your heart is, are you coming from a place? Look at Aziz. Don't do that to me, my brother. So are you coming from a place? Are you coming from a place where there is love? You understand? Which is a thing that most of my sisters these days don't tend to pay attention to. Okay? So you feel like, okay, we have this money. We have so much money in us, in our hands. But now getting married is a problem because your money comes with so much bad practices. You're rude to your guy that you're talking to. You want him to do this, do that. But you as a woman, you are so snobbish. You don't trust anyone that comes your way. If things don't go your way, it's a problem. You need to win all the argument. You know?
1 second.
Go ahead, AK.
Are you asking about the app? Is stuff for them personally, or are you asking for women in general? I'm a little confused.
I can't ask for all women. I'm asking to my 3 sisters.
So what is it about the response that you're debating so much?
No, I'm not debating anything. I am bringing out the points that will actually lead a man to marry a woman, right? So that's why I was trying to substantiate it, because the question was so bold. It was just all over the place. So I want to bring it down like, okay, what are some of the features or characteristics that you think as a woman you need to show to a man who is a future husband?
Can I answer that?
Let them talk. Let them
yes,
talk.
please.
Let them talk.
Okay, so just like T said, I And it's crazy because we had this conversation like a couple weeks ago. Remember, we had a conversation, and I stated, and I said, we can literally do all this stuff for you, and you still not get chose. And remember, I said that, and I said something along the lines, and people were like, "Well, no, you can't say that you're not going to, choose love again or something." Because I said something along the lines of, like, why am I giving my all if I'm going to be like get hurt again or something like that? I don't know if y'all remember, but I said something like, "Why do I keep putting myself in that situation if I keep?" Remember that? Yeah, I said that. So I feel like that conversation is somewhat like this. Like she said it. You can literally I can sit here and be the most perfect wife. You can sit here and give me a list and be like, I need you to do A through Z. And I do A through Z, and you still don't choose me because there was something wrong with the way that I did letter C. You know what I'm saying? Like, so you can sit here and say, oh, give me all the things that you want me to do, or what are the type of things that you like. But then at the end of the day, I can do all of this stuff. And then T now comes. And T does. Sorry, y'all. Y'all hear that? Okay, anyways. But T does like letter P different than how I do letter P. And then you end up choosing her. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I don't think there's really what can you do to get chose? It's just, I always be telling people, niggas know who they want and what they want. They know off the first hand. So if they are sitting here giving you back and forth, hill after hill, mountain after mountain, valley after valley, they're most likely not going to choose you. They're not going to choose you. That's just what it is. So,
Okay.
Actually, I fully.
Ashley has something to say.
Are you frozen? Okay, no. Speak. Let's hear.
Sorry, I was trying to unmute my mic. I mean, yeah, I agree with what you ladies said as well. But I mean, I do also think that it's things that you can do to, just make sure that you're ready for marriage. You're ready for, when your man comes along. Because there's things that I know that I had to work on within myself that I feel like wouldn't be something that I would want to bring into a marriage. Something for me that I struggle with is just like being more organized. Like nobody wants to come home to a dirty house. Nobody wants to, like have to deal with things like that. So it's certain things. Nobody's perfect though. I feel like if my husband was to come along right now, or even when I was in that stage of trying to prepare myself and just become a more organized person, they'll be willing to work with me, as being a work in progress, knowing that it is something that I'm working on and something that I struggle with. So I feel like, when the man comes that, God has for me, he'll be willing to work with me while I work on those things. So I don't think it's really anything. I feel like you have to be willing to learn. You have to be willing to adapt. You have to, as long as you have those qualities, I feel like you'll be able to get through things basically. Like if it's something that your husband, once he chooses you that he doesn't like that you're doing, even though if you're not perfect when you meet them, and you're willing to work on it, they'll be okay with it if that's your person. So that's my take on it.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay. All right, y'all. So word of the week this week is misanthrope.
What?
No, I didn't say misanthropes. Not it.
Come again?
Misanthrope.
Please spell it.
Misanthrope. MISANTHROPE.
Misanthrope. Okay.
Misanthrope. They do sound like misanthrope. Like
it ain't after hours yet, but it's pretty close. It's pretty close.
Misanthrope. Yeah. Okay. So the definition is a person who hates or mistrusts other people often for no reason. So an example is a lot of people would probably be in a romantic relationship if they were not such a malignant misanthrope.
You're not a nice person. When it's a time for you to use, that's a perfect Aziz definition right there. That's Aziz right there. You will not use that example on Aziz.
Hey, yo. Okay, well,
like that.
I mean, no, I can't. No, I was actually going to use myself too, but I feel like I'm getting better. So I can say myself. I can say,
no, you're not going to say, you always say mine. You always use my name.
Because
you're going to use.
Okay, yes. I'm using Tutu. Let me use Tutu. Tutu would probably be in a romantic relationship if she were not such a malignant misanthrope. There you go. Do you feel better now?
When next you use my name, I will find it offensive.
JV
Honestly
could
with
go
you.
to church, but he is such
Honestly.
a malignant missing.
Honestly.
Misanthrope.
Honestly, yeah, you
He will
actually
not trust the
you see how it
pastor.
goes. You see how it goes. I always find myself in that position. Now you need to use as is right there. You're not using it. Use
Well,
yourself.
you know what? When I come up with these things, I'll make sure that I find scenarios that actually, but it's not my fault that most of the words relate to you.
Antagonistic was AK. Slovenly.
Yeah, see, so I
was-
use AK. I use
No,
AK.
no, I'm going with it. I'm going with it. Antagonistic was AK. Slovenly was JB. Indefatigable was JB. Perfunctory was JB. Pontificate JB.
No,
The last
no,
one was
no, Indefatigable was AK. I remember that because I said something about AK working hard on the podcast. It was like, yeah, Indefatigable. Yeah,
You added. Okay,
Don't do me.
let me change the name now. Let me put AK there now. Yep, let me change that. Yep, there you go. So you do that. I'm keeping.
got a
Well,
checklist.
okay, so add Tutu on the list because now Tutu's on the list. So AK, Tutu, and MCJB are now on the list. So now I have Kyle T, Ashley, and Aziz to use.
Please don't
Next.
use me again. I'll be mad at you if you use me.
Okay.
I'll be mad at you. And you see, he was fast to pick it up and use me. You see, straight to the point. He just went and used me about Christianity again.
I think they see how shiny their forehead is. You know, the reflection from it. So this is like.
Hey, yo.
Of course, man.
But anyways, man, listen, ladies and gentlemen. If you like what you watched, if you like the banter, the emotions going up and down, like the DJ's keyboard, you know what I mean? Leave a comment, review, subscribe, like, all that shebang. We greatly appreciate it. You know what I mean? This episode again is sponsored by SITM Podcast, and we are, the Palm White Central cast. Of course, the beautiful Ashley, beautiful Therese, beautiful Tutu, the very handsome gentleman over there, Chef T, Baba Aziz, MCJB, the one and only, one of you also called AK. Yeah, man, hit us up, on all social platforms. Follow us. If you like what you see, but yeah, let us know what you think, and if you want to be a guest on the show, let us know too as well. Either through our page or individually, and we'd love to have you. Sure. Yeah, we outie. Thank you for watching.